Hey, what it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional, and yeah, we on some good stuff, man. We on the good stuff today, man. Today marks 100 years since the Tulsa Race Massacre. That's what we calling it, a Tulsa Race Massacre. Okay, and I'm not a historian, but I am from Oklahoma, so I do put on for Oklahoma, and I love my Oklahomans. And Tulsa's a little hood, but we still love them. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it's hood because of this right here. So let's get into it. You know what I'm saying?
One of the most horrific outbreaks of racial violence in American history occurred 100 years ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Tulsa Race Massacre is a stain on the very fabric and soul of our nation. In a period of 24 hours, a white mob destroyed what was once a thriving neighborhood known as Black Wall Street. Historians estimate that as many as 300 people, most of them black, were killed. The white mob burned down and demolished businesses, schools, churches, even a hospital. Roughly 10,000 African Americans were left homeless, and Black Wall Street was forever destroyed, never to rise again. Viola Fletcher, the oldest living survivor of the Tulsa Massacre, was but 7 years old when that dreadful event took place. Just a few weeks ago, she told members of Congress that she has relived it every day of her life. She still remembers traumatic images of fires engulfing her community and black bodies lying in the street. She still remembers the sound of screams and the smell of smoke as buildings burned around her. 1 century later, we reflect upon the Tulsa Race Massacre. We are reminded that even 100 years later, America still grapples with our long legacy of racism, brutal racial violence, and hate. 100 years later, the killing of black people continues unabated. 100 years later, we still struggle to recognize and rectify the damage that systemic racism has inflicted and continues to inflict upon the entirety of our nation, not just upon African American communities. 100 years later, our nation owes the
Mm-hmm.
victims of the Tulsa Race Massacre much more than just an apology. We owe them committed and concrete action that can finally rid the stain of systemic racism from the United States. We owe them accountability, transparency, and change. We owe them an America that defends the basic civil and human rights of every black person, an America where every black person is treated as an equal. Today, it is with a heavy heart that I join so many Americans in marking the tragic anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre. Let us mourn, let us remember, and let us rededicate ourselves to the cause of advancing equality and equity in our nation.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. From the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. You know what I'm saying? Hey, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Check these out. Shout out to them, man. I appreciate that message. I think we needed that. You know, shall we say we needed that? Okay. She dropped the facts. The facts were there. We don't need a history lessons. We just need to be, acknowledged this time, and I think it's time to move forward with more development in this in redeveloping Black Wall Street, and some reparations would be nice. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? How do I know that our family wasn't affected by the Tulsa Race Massacre? Because my grandmother is not 100 years old, so that means she happened after. And my grandmother is from Muskogee. So Muskogee is up near Tulsa. She could have been one of the refugees that got out of there, or my great grandmother could have been one of the refugees, and my great grandfather. They could have been getting away from there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but maybe not. Maybe not. But whatever. It don't matter. I just want my cut. Shit, fuck it. Whatever. Everyday people, man, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want a cut of reparations for the Tulsa Race Massacre. This is for my Oklahomies. If you was in Oklahoma, would you want the money or would you want the justice? Because we ain't gonna get no justice. But what would you do with the money? Tell me, what would you do with your reparations money if you was at the Tulsa race massacre? What would you do with your reparations? Everyday people, man. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.